we're going to call the meeting to order, December 2nd, and it is roughly, what, 12:03. And so, opening the meeting, do we have a quorum? Yes, we do. Great. Any public comment? No public comment. No public comment, okay. And so then we'll move on to the items. So first one is consideration and possible action on approval of the November 4th, 2024 board meeting minutes. Move to
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Oh, I said that too. So next item, the general manager's report. And so we're going to talk about the optimization, the operational chemical optimization and financial report.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. My name is Jacob Melvan, and I'll be presenting the production distribution report for the month ended October 31st, 2024. On tab 2 of your board binders, we'll start with the SRWA water distribution summary and true-up estimate. On column C, I have the SRWA total distribution. Year-to-date is 207.348 million gallons for a daily average of 6.689 million gallons per day. On column F, we have the distribution for BPUV. The year-to-date is 196.816 million gallons for a daily average of 6.349 billion gallons per day. On column G, we have the distribution for Valley Mud number 2. The year-to-date is 5.231 million gallons for a daily average of 0.169 MGDs. On column H, we have the distribution for Los Fresnos. The year-to-date is 0.532 million gallons for a daily average of 0.017 MGDs. On column I, we have the credit for B&D. The year-to-date is 4.354 million gallons for a daily average of 0.14 MGDs. On column J, we have the allocation for Indian Lake. The year-to-date is 0.415 million gallons for a daily average of 0.013 MGDs. Below, we have the true-up estimate, where PUV is over by 4.17 MGDs. V1 number 2 is over by 0.03 MGDs. And the city of Los Fresnos is under by 4.2 MGDs. On the next page, we have the production distribution report for the month of October. On the third column from the left, we have the SRWA total water produced. The total was 211.517 MGDs for a daily average of 6.823 MGDs. And on the far right, on the last column, we have the total water distributed. The total was 207.348 million gallons for a daily average of 6.689 MGDs. Below, we have the chemical and electrical consumption costs. The chemical cost was $91,716.04, and the electrical consumption cost was $72,131.90. On the next page, we have events that reduce water production. On the second, we had a plant maintenance repair water leak on the feed water line to the chlorine injection system, and that took 5 hours. And on the 15th, we had 2 power losses at the RO facility for a total of 9 hours. Here we have the iron, manganese, and arsenic analysis results for point of entry. We were at 10% blend, 6 ROs, and we were within all the goals. There was an increase on arsenic, but we were still at the goal limit, and we were well under the MCL for all the standards. This month we included the RM well pump status. On the top, you can see the ones in red are on, the wells that were on. And then on the very bottom, we have the ROs that were online.
Which wells were on when the test was conducted?
So on the 24th was the sampling date, and all the reds, so wells 1, 2, 4, 5, and the greens are the offs, right? So the ones that were off were well 3, well 9, well 17, 18, and 19.
Such a weird color scheme. I would have thought you guys had gone the other way. Okay, cool. Can I get you to send me the electronic version of this data? I just want to try plotting and seeing a couple things.
Sure. I also have data like on the wells, like all the analysis that we ran for the year.
That would
I
be
can send you
super
this.
cool. I'd like that, thank you.
Okay. Here we have the graph, graphing the manganese at 10% blend. Here we have the arsenic graph. You could see the increase. And chlorine dioxide at 0.03 or 0.3. Here we have a graph comparing water production and distribution for fiscal year 23 and 20, or 24 and 25. Here we have a graph comparing the water plant production for all three Bronzeville's water plants. And SRWA contributed with 31.1% of Bronzeville's water demand. And that concludes my report.
Great job, thank you. And now a drought update. Oh, financial, oh, sorry. Wanted to hear the depressing news.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Jorge Santillan, Finance Manager. I'll go over the financial report as of October 31st, 2024. First, we start with operating revenues from member assessments, and looking at the last column. The total is $750,058. From this, we minus the on line number 10, total operating expenses of $324,423. Results in operating income of $325,635. On the following page, we also we add on line number 18 the net operating revenue of $14,103. This results in income before capital contributions of $339,738. There were no capital contributions. We end up with a change in net position of $339,738. Then we add this to the net position at the beginning of the year of $24,534,856. This results in a net position at the end of October 31st of $24,874,594. These are 2 pages. This is a summary by account, and this is the end of the report. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Renee has good news for the government.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. Rene Mariscal, Division Manager for Water Resources, Conservation and Compliance. Drought update. As U.S. combined ownership, Amistad and Falcon as of November 23rd is 20.3. We remain at stage 2. This is last year this time it was at 21.4%. So we're actually a percentage lower than we were at this time last year. Last three readings, you'll notice a little bit of fluctuation, but for the most part, it remained fairly steady. The last three readings, 20.5, 20.6, and 20.4. Now at 20.3, we are starting to see a slight decline. Unofficially, this morning, we're 20.2. So the 20.3, we do see a slight decrease. From the National Weather Service, a lot of the same, similar from the last month. For the outlook for December through February, we're looking at warmer and drier than average conditions for December through February. The time for rains has essentially come to an end, so now we're beginning the dry season. I will add that the hurricane season just ended, November 30th. Dry conditions are likely to expand through the winter season and very likely remain at record lows through February. All I have, any questions?
Thanks for that. Okay, so no questions? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you all read in the paper how much water that they use out at SpaceX and launch, and with millions of gallons of water, you know, how do you justify that when we're in a condition such as we are? No comment. Let's move on.
Mark, you want to?
The lunar system is 180,000 gallons per test or launch. 6 launches, but they do a lot of testing as well.
Yeah.
They truck all the water from the repub. They also take water from El Jardín, which you know comes from Congo, maybe as well. Can't discuss the quantity of water, but they do have a hauling contract.
So the one thing that I can say that has been said to me is, you know, one of the missions of at least PUB is to support economic development for the city of Brownsville. And so one of the ways we support that with SpaceX is by providing them water.
So they haul water out there. There's large storage tanks.
Yeah, I
and
know.
then those also serve. You haven't been out there recently. The old Boca Chica village, it's all gone. They built their own little company town out there, and million square foot manufacturing and office building. Others homes out there along the river area. And building more.
Okay, great question. And I'm sure we're going to be asked that a lot more. So next item is the consideration and possible action of a resolution amending authorization of representatives at tech school.
Yes, Mr. President and members of the board, my name is Mike Perez. I'm the Chief Financial Officer. This is a housekeeping item that's pretty much necessitated by some personnel changes. Jorge Santillan, our previous accounting and treasury manager, is now our finance manager. And in his place now, Miriam Camacho. And so we have a resolution adding Miriam Camacho as an authorized representative at tech school. So recommended action is SRWA staff recommends approval of a resolution amending authorization of representatives at tech school.
So was Median promoted then?
She applied for the job.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions or thoughts? No? So I will entertain motion.
Motion, Mr. Chairman. I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next item is another one of these bookkeeping ones. Consideration and possible action of a resolution amending designation of certain officers and employees as authorized signatories to the drafts drawn on accounts of SRWA as well as Fargo Bank.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board. So yes, this is another housekeeping item similar to the previous item. We are adding Ms. Miriam Camacho as an authorized signer of Wells Fargo and removing Jorge Santillan, the former accounting and treasurer manager, as an authorized signer. So the recommended action, SRWA staff recommends approval of the resolution amending designation of certain officers and employees as authorized signatories to drafts drawn on accounts of SRWA at the Wells Fargo Bank.
Any questions? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one is discussion on time date of the next board meeting. Any thoughts or any problems with next, with January, I guess, 6th?
And Mr. President, the attachment also has the tentative schedule for the rest of the year. Double check where they fall.
Okay. Any questions or thoughts? Any questions in general, or if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Well, okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.